Hey y'all, sorry I was late.
No problem. They say it's better late than never.
Oh, I'll agree with
And
that.
we are live.
Thank you. All right. I want to say, first of all, I want to say hello to our interim CEO, Ms. Ragland, staff, and all our patrons of our community. I want to start this meeting off today. This is governance meeting, and I would like to go in the roll call, please, Beverly.
Okay, Director Emerson,
Here.
Director Leggett,
I don't see him yet.
Director O'Halloran,
Here.
Chairman Cody.
Here.
You have a quorum of committee, Chairman.
All right. Thank you for that, Beverly. All right. First of all, I want to let everybody know that we did get the committee structure together, and it's going to go as follows. We got a Finance and Compliance Committee. The chair is going to be Dr. Halloran. Members will be Tabitha Odell and Director Helen Stone. On the System Development and Communications Committee, we're going to, Director Edmiston is going to chair that committee, along with member Director Adams. And Service Delivery and Operations Committee, we have Director Leggett is going to chair that committee. Members would be Dr. Robinson and Director Lockett. This committee structure we're going to hold until the new fiscal year. And at that point, right now we're going to have Beverly will be getting back with everybody to do a formal staff presentation. Now we're going to move into, we have our consent and regular agenda items.
I got a quick question just to clarify. Are we staying with like this committee structure until the new fiscal year, or the one that you just announced?
The one I just announced is going to take us to the new fiscal year.
So like effective immediately, something
Yes.
like that.
Yes. Yeah, you still chairing your committee.
Okay, you kind of froze up. And then is there some place we can find a better detail or description of what each committee works on?
Yes, Beverly is going to get all of that out to you. I just wanted to give everybody an outline of the committee structure in which we're going into, but Beverly will get everything to you. You froze? Yeah, it looked like it.
Yeah.
Either that or he stand real still.
Oh, there he is.
All right, sorry about that.
No
I had another question, if that's okay. I don't know if you what I said. It kind of went out about 30 seconds ago. That sounds great, and congratulations on finding what I think are going to be some 3 great committees. So it's effective immediately until the end of the fiscal year. That sounds great. Is there a place, or when do we get descriptions of kind of the dirty details of what each group is working on, et cetera, et cetera?
All right. Beverly, how soon will we be able to get this information out to our chairs and the board?
Yes, sir. We have the Director Emerson, are you referring to something in addition to what was approved last month, the structured layout?
Okay, if that's what that is based on, then I'm good with that. Thank you.
Okay, yes, sir. Thank you. And we'll make that document formal with the members assigned to each committee.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, thank you. Any more questions? Moving on to our recommended board consent agenda items. We have A is extension of COVID-19 emergency measures. B is 2023 budget calendar. C, recruitment and retention policy. And D, post-audit review. Ms. Ragland, you want to comment on those?
Yes, sir. Before we go into the different items on the agenda, I would like to ask you to remove the recruitment and retention policy from the consent agenda and make that an individual action item for the board meeting, since the information was not sent to you in a timely manner.
All right.
That information will be sent to you, to members of the board, if not today, before the next meeting, way before the next meeting. But we are just fine tuning some of the language in that policy, and we did not want to present it until we had completed that information.
Yes, ma'am.
And the post audit, are they coming in to make a presentation next week?
It won't be a formal presentation, Dr. Halloran, but it will be, oh, there's Stephanie, she might want to address that.
I know they usually send us a booklet.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Mr. Trey Kellen, he will be making a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation that will be sent out to the board in advance.
Okay, I know they usually send out a booklet with the final audit determination at some point when they're completed. So if they can send us that so we can review that, or.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ms. Cutter. I was just gonna make an announcement that the board members received their audit report packet. Dr. O'Halloran, I'll get with you and see about yours coming in the mail. I did mail yours out. So
Okay.
we'll just touch base offline about that. Okay. To
Sounds
make sure
good.
that you receive your copy before next week.
Yeah, it's mostly the last couple of pages where they clear the audit. Have no significant findings is what we're looking for. So that will actually be a presentation. That's not going to be a consent agenda item.
Yes, I was just going to say, Dr. Halloran, that this is not actually an action item, but should be moved under presentations.
Okay.
So
Not a
there will
big
be
deal.
two items under consent consideration: the extension of the COVID-19 emergency measures and the FY 2023 budget calendar. The recruitment and retention policy will be a standalone action item.
All right.
I'm assuming there's really no changes to that extension of the COVID. We're still doing masks and, oh, there's Dumas.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Chair, and everybody, to the board members of the CAT board. The extension, there's really no difference other than the CDC mandate is still March 18, 2022. So I've just extended it from January 26th until March 22nd, 2022. And that therefore we'll continue to look at CDC mandates and adjust it accordingly.
Okay, so it's basically a 2-month extension on the existing.
That's
Sounds
correct.
good. Yeah,
Correct.
hopefully it doesn't get any more restrictive. And we're still doing the same processes with the vehicles and all that's still in place.
Yes, sir. We're still cleaning the vehicles, doing it each night at the end of the shift. Or if there's an incident on the vehicle, we'll pull it offline and take care of it before we put it back in service.
Great. And what about our vaccination rate? Are we still, did we get over 70 yet? I know we were at 70 or close to.
Hey, Dr.
Hey,
O'Halloran.
Chaka, how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Good.
We are at 74%.
Excellent. Excellent. Almost there.
Almost there. Yep.
If this Omicron variant will let us get there.
Good luck with that.
Supposedly, they're talking about it peaking very shortly, but you know, that changes day to day.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and do you have any other questions of Mr. Dumas for the emergency measures?
No, I think we've got that pretty well handled. We've been
Okay.
pretty much on top of this thing since day one.
Yes, sir.
Only the public would help us.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay, Stephanie, would you like to just present the budget calendar?
Yes, Mrs. Ragland. The calendar is as outlined for the board information. I wanted to call attention to the first item on the calendar, and that is the millage transit, paratransit funding request to Chatham County, in which there will be some conversation as to what CAT is going to ask the county for in terms of paratransit funding and the millage, taking into consideration projected those issues as it relates to COVID, retention and recruitment, employee pay, so on and so forth. So there will be additional information forthcoming to the board with a recommendation to present to Chatham County. Everything else as outlined, that will be the schedule for the FY23 budget preparation process.
I am hoping we're going back to pre-COVID numbers on that budget.
We'll see. I really think it's gonna, my gut tells me it's gonna be a little higher because we have major financial impacts that's gonna drive the numbers up.
Yeah, because I know we've been holding at the millage for 4 years, and
Yes,
I know there has to be a change coming soon because expenses are going up, and we have to assume or hope by July 1st, we're back at full employment and
That's
full
correct.
service, and that all our
yes,
subsequent payees are paying, because we still don't have the senior circulator as far as I know.
That's
But we
correct.
have to assume all that to be in place and probably add 1% to it because we cut back 10 or so this year. And I think we cut back 5 or 10% the year before. So
yes.
there's only so much cutting back that CAT can do.
Yes, balancing is really going to be a chore this year. So hopefully the county will be amenable to perhaps a millage increase and absorbing the additional costs associated with paratransit. Have had a brief conversation with the county, and they anticipate as much.
Yeah, I think hopefully they're not. When are you meeting with, what's Lee's last name from the county, the manager?
Smith.
That's it. Do you
Yes.
have a meeting scheduled with Lee and his cohorts?
Was that directed to Ms. Cutter?
Yes. Well, I guess whoever, I know I went to a meeting with the CFO and the CEO when we met, so that if the chairman needs to be there, we got to let him know he's got a meeting he might have to attend.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because that's where the ball really starts rolling.
Mhm.
Because if the
Yeah.
county's not with us, we're fighting an uphill battle getting it passed.
Right. Just really right now trying to get a good handle on what the numbers are looking like. So we'll have something to submit to them in writing as to what CAT's request is in terms of funding. So we'll have internal meetings prior to that.
Okay, good.
Mhm. And that completes the agenda items at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Ms. Reagan.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to make a motion. We pass those two consent items forward to the board.
Second.
Okay.
Okay. And yes, sir. Director Emister,
Yes.
Director Leggett, he's not present. Director O'Halloran,
Yes.
and Chairman Cody.
Yes.
Okay, motion passed.
All right.
It was an easy vote. And I don't have an update on my committee since we really didn't meet this month.
Same.
All right.
And Dietrich's not here.
Gotcha. So we have no committee updates this week. Do we have any old new business?
Just that with the announcement of the new committee structure, we have to rescind that motion that was made, May of 2020, Beverly? I know you know the date.
Yes, sir, 2019.
That set up the committee structure that we had been working under.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to do that as part of the board meeting so we can go forward with the new structure.
Okay, yes, sir. Thank you, Director
I know
O'Halloran.
we keep saying we're going to do it, but we got to officially do it now that we changed all the committee structure. And we have to vote in the new committee structure. So that can also be on the agenda for a vote.
And
Thank
Ms. Ragland, you want to?
I just was waiting for you to move to the old or new business.
Yes. Old and new business.
All right, because I would like for at this time if Ms. White could provide you with an update of our COVID cases here at Chatham Area Transit.
All right.
So good morning, all.
Good morning.
Good morning. So I wanted to just kind of brief you on what's been going on at CAT regarding this new variant and how we're managing it here. As of January 1, we have 41 positive cases at CAT.
As of January 1?
As of January 1.
Which is about 20% of the staff.
Correct. And let's move on to, so we've got 41 positive, but then we have about 21 that are currently quarantining. They've been exposed. They're waiting for testing. So I don't have positive results yet. But we're still dealing with a lot of staff shortages due to someone either being positive or they've been exposed. A lot of it I see is their children. They'll send their kids to school. The school will not let them, come to the class because their teacher tested positive. So therefore now the children have to quarantine. Therefore the parents may end up having to quarantine. So I'm seeing a lot of that. Unfortunately. So we definitely want to address what's going on as far as the spread that's going on, what we're seeing, and how we're going to manage all of these positive cases and how it's affecting operations.
How much is the driver problem?
85%.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I think it would be a good idea to move all the executive staff to at-home work. I mean, the more people around, the more often it's going to spread for at least maybe through the end of the week and see how we look Monday.
We have had
because we can't function without anybody. Sorry, Val, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Now, I was just going to say we have had those discussions, but it's just a matter of trying to deal with it because in our discussions, we realized that even if we did that, when we come back into the office, if it's still spiking, then we're back where we started. So we're just trying to keep our area sanitized. Last week, Monday, we had a deep cleaning of both facilities, and we are scheduling them now on a quarterly basis to do that in addition to the cleaning that's done every day. Of course, we're advising our employees to wear their masks, to wash their hands, practice social distancing. So we are already implementing those practices. So as Ms. White said, primarily it's been because of the children who are not able to stay at home alone, of course. So that's been the primary focus. It's not so much the spread being occurring within the office areas. So.
And is the city still having mask mandate for the school kids or no?
I don't know.
I unfortunately, Dr. Howard, I'm a nana. I don't have school age children. I unfortunately can't keep up with that. You know, my concern is this. You know, we are at 74% fully vaxxed, which is amazing. I'm really happy about that. We still have 26% that is not. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, with those not being vaxxed, that's a concern for us. And and though most of the COVID cases are our drivers, that's who's providing the services. That's how the business is running. And unfortunately, we still have to do business with the drivers. The drivers still come into our office. They still have to do day-to-day business. And what Ms. Val and I are doing is we are keeping a track of the cases. And I do have it broken down by department. And if we do see a spike in the office, it makes no sense to quarantine for a week or to work from home for a week. If that's something that we decide to do, it's something that we're really going to have to commit to, because working home for a week and then coming back into the office. As I spoke with some folks, I actually am friends with a doctor who advises the CDC, and he said, if you're going to work remote, you're going to work remote. You're just going to work it through.
Not short term. Okay.
Correct. And so that's something that if we're going to do it, we're gonna have to look into doing it. And we have to look at logistically how that's going to work and things like that.
And are we supplying like internal staff with the N95s?
We've already had
better quality ones.
Yes, sir. We had a meeting about that. They've placed orders for that. So we're waiting for that to come in. And that falls up under safety. We moved up under safety. So that would be more up under DUMAS, but we do have a safety action plan that safety put together on how we're going to address the COVID, as far as making sure that we're wearing our mask at all times. Even it doesn't matter if we're 6 feet apart, we're just going to wear a mask at all times. We're doing sanitation. We also have a 1/3 policy as far as meetings. So we're going to try to do everything remote. And if we can't do it remote, whatever the capacity of the room, it will be at 1/3 instead of half. So yes, sir. We are putting proper measures in place, but the numbers are still going up. HR is barely keeping up with contact tracing. It's a full-time job trying to figure out who were you with, when did you start your symptoms, what's going on, is it a cold, is it, and so it's
or the regular flu, or
correct,
a lot of similar symptoms,
right? And unfortunately, by the time we track that down, most of the time the person's already been experiencing symptoms for over a week, which according to the CDC, that's past the quarantine period and they should be back at work. So it's just a full-time job that we're trying to catch up with and maintain.
Did we bring back in the extra nurse that we decided to, didn't we let go of one of the nursing people that were doing the tests at the door?
All of them. CNA, yes, but they have been released. All of those testers.
Are we bringing anybody back to do screenings?
No, sir.
Dr. O'Halloran.
At this point, it wouldn't matter, I don't guess.
It would, because if you look at the symptoms of this new variant, the screening was testing for temperature.
Right.
And it was also asking for questions. And if you look at the variant doesn't match with the temperature necessarily. That may not what you have it for. So it's really money not well spent to bring in screeners. We need to look at some other investing money in other things such as proper PPE and things like that. And so that's what we're working on.
And that's what we're doing with the this KN95 mask. So that's what we're.
Yeah, that's a must at this point. And how badly is it affecting service at this point?
Well, it's been affecting service. As I reported to the board, I'm so thankful to the supervisors who are coming out of the offices and actually driving routes. That's been happening on a daily basis. They're even working on their days off. Additionally, bus operators, those who are are dedicated and committed to providing the service to the community. They're working overtime. They're coming in on their days off. So everybody is just trying to do everything that we can do.
Well, the board appreciates that. I know it's been a nightmare for a long time. And Beverly, do you know if there's still a mask mandate at the schools?
Yes, sir. They are.
They are
Yes.
mandated. Okay. So
Still
hopefully
mandated.
that controls some of the spread.
Well,
The
it's,
system doesn't
It's,
seem to
it's
care.
still very hard with the little ones, you know, during
Yeah.
recess, they're without their mask, during lunch period, without their mask. But classroom time, they will, you know, they are required to have on their mask.
And the vaccine rate's only about 30% among the children right now, 35%.
But I am encouraged that the virus is seeming to peak. So hopefully we'll see it go on the other side very, very soon.
Yeah, I heard within the next week or two at the last update from the Fauci and the CDC that we're almost at the peak.
And I like to add this, certainly hope that we are, but I just want you to be mindful as well that if it continues to go in the wrong direction, we may need to take similar action like we did in the beginning. And that is a reduction in service because of the number of people, drivers, that we'll have available, because we're suffering now where many of our riders are not getting the ride that we're advertising because we're dealing with every day trying to cover the amount of call outs. And that's been going on for the last month at least. And, you know, so we're not looking the best right now in the eyes of the public because of dealing with this COVID, but we certainly can change that if we have to modify our service so that the customer will now know that these are the hours that we can provide, given the fact that we're dealing with this spread of the virus. So just keep that in mind. Hopefully it doesn't get to that point. But if we do, it's something that we can do and implement within a couple of weeks or so.
And I think we need to get that out to the news media as soon as possible so the public's aware.
I'd like to know how do we compare with other transit agencies as far as this pandemic?
I think we're all in the same boat. As a matter of fact, I'm going to send you an article that I read this morning about an agency that's suffering and needs to modify service because of the shortages of operators. So I'm going to send that to you as soon as we end this call.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Yes.
I also want to acknowledge Director Leggett for joining us. I got Director Emerson.
I gotta go, y'all.
All right.
Okay.
But I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Okay. All right. But I just wanted to update you all about the current condition of CAT in the COVID-19 cases.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that I think we need out there for the public to see so that they don't think we're just mishandling what's going on, which has been widely put out there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We'll get right on that.
And who's that? Eric's our media man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think he still has some friends at the Savannah Morning News.
I'm certain of it. You got to. All right. We have anything else?
No, sir.
All right. All right. So our next meeting gonna be January 25th for our regular board meeting. Look forward to seeing everybody there. I'm sure it'll be a very interesting meeting. February the 8th, we have another committee meeting, our next committee. With that being said, I want to say we're gonna adjourn at this time. Thank everybody for showing up.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Take care, everyone. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.